Are you ready to give an account for that which you are responsible? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, day number 5 of the Torah double portion, Vayachel Pikudei. Today, let's go a little further in chapter 38 of Shemot, or Exodus, and the 25th verse, where we find an interesting phrase that is used, Pikudei Ha'edah. Now, what does that mean? The section of this double Torah portion, Pikudei, is about accounting. That is taking into account those things that have been contributed and what was done with them. When the Father entrusts you and I with something, He follows up. Remember the parable that Yeshua taught about the rich man that came back, the ruler, and he had given 3 different servants a particular amount of talents, and he called them into account. Those that had used what was given to them in a reasonable and expeditious manner, they had made some kind of return, they were rewarded. Those ones, that failed to do as he was asked, he was publicly shamed and punished. So when the Father entrusts you and I with a calling, with an anointing, with gifts, with circumstances that should be beneficial to increase, it is up to you and I to seize them and to use them wisely. Now, in the midst of the accounting of the materials that were contributed for the building of the Mishkan, or the tabernacle, we find this phrase, Pikudei Ha'edah. This phrase basically means the accounting of the congregation. In the context of the verse, it's talking about the silver that was contributed by the congregation. But nonetheless, the phrase is there to help us to understand that a congregation is accountable. How you function as the body of Messiah, how well you allow the gifts of the Ruach HaKodesh to move in your midst and to edify the body. There will be an accounting of that. Do you edify one another, or do you criticize and condemn? These things will be taken into an account. The root of the word Pikudei is a pei, a kuf, and a dalet, Pikud. And the meaning, aside from the accounting, the visiting or commanding that is associated with this word, it originates with the idea to invest with purpose and responsibility. To invest with purpose. And with that purpose comes responsibility. When Yah has sown several gifts into the body to each as He would, He determines who does what, who is called to do what, who is gifted and enabled to do what. He invests with a purpose. Let's remember that from the beginning, Yah has already decreed and declared the end. So He has a plan. His plan will come to pass. His work will be done. His kingdom will be manifested on the earth. And He utilizes the abilities that He has sown within you and I to bring all of that to pass. For that, there is a giving of an account of ourselves, and there is an attached responsibility to your gift. Do not hide your gift. Don't dig a hole and put it in the ground. If we ever needed prophets to arise in the earth, we need them now. If we ever needed anyone with the gift of healing, we need it right now. Those who have the gift of faith, those who are gifted to show hospitality, to exercise the gift of grace and favor, those that have the power gifts, those that have miraculous gifts, those who have tongues and interpretation of tongues, we need you. We need you to rise up and utilize the gifting that the Ruach HaKodesh has sown into you, so then that the body may be edified. Now, if we go back to a few chapters in Shemot or Exodus, chapter 35 and verse 21, we read, everyone whose heart lifted him up and everyone whose spirit moved him came. Ramban, the ancient Jewish commentator of the Torah, writes this, that it refers to those who came to do the weaving, the sewing, and the building. Now, where did these Israelites get these particular skills? The weaving, the sewing, and the building. Rambam continues and says that they found these gifts deep within their nature, and there they found the ability to do them. They dug deep. They saw that there was a need. They dug deep down inside them, and they found an innate, stored, dormant ability to perform the task that was required to get the job done. These formerly hidden powers then came about as a result of their deep desire to fulfill Yah's plan to build the Mishkan, the tabernacle. So it could be said, as a result of their burning desire, that Yah gave them the ability to do the things that they had never been taught. Now, can we grasp that? Seeing a need and lacking the skill, but yet having a burning desire to get this thing accomplished, that Yah would raise up a gifting supernaturally from within us, awakening some skill hidden from generations past, to come through and be enabled in the present moment, simply because the need is there. I've often taught, you don't know who you are until you have been pushed. When circumstances become adversarial to you, when you are pushed, I used to talk about how Hasatan would come and he would poke and provoke and prod you and seek to stir you up to wrath or to some sense of a problem, to act in a very negative fashion. Instead of that, you need to get out your poking finger and poke him back and have him to understand, you're not moving me in that direction. You don't know who you are until you have been pushed. So when you are pushed, rise to the opportunity. Rise to your chance to do something that is significant. So Yah enabled these people with a gifting and with an anointing. Just because you are anointed, you have this special ability to do a significant thing in order to benefit the body of Messiah. It doesn't mean that you can go freelancing and operate according to your own desires. This Mishkan had a blueprint. Yah said, I want it built a particular way. Your gifts are to be used for a certain purpose and in a particular way. The scriptures give us guidelines as how to use and to operate in our giftings. You're not permitted to create your own set of standards. Now let's also understand that Moshe had a very special thing going for himself. He had the Ohel Moed. He had the tent of meeting set up outside the camp. And he could go and there he could inquire of Yah and he could converse with him personally. And the rest of Israel would stand and watch. Why would Moshe abandon that opportunity to build the tabernacle? Because obedience is the highest level of worship. It is the greatest thing that is required of us. Obedience. So when he was given the command, he obeyed. He did what he was required to do, even if it meant him losing his own special meeting place. Secondly, it's more important that the body find connection to the Messiah than the individual. I'll say that again. It's more important that the body, the whole congregation, find vital connection to Yeshua than simply one individual. Your gifts make it available that everyone can connect. Shabbat Shalom. May the peace of Yah rule and reign over your lives, and may you have a grand encounter with the Most High. Until next week, Shalom.